Third time is a charm, hopefully. I don't know. I'm going live on my phone now because sound wasn't working very well on computer, which I don't understand. It's all built into the computer. How can it not be going well? It's like Apple's best stuff, and it's all built into the computer. Kind of a pain. Well, hopefully you can find me here. This is really, it's always difficult. And that's what I'm saying with this information that I do, this spiritual technology, this cutting edge information, it's really hard on me and those around me to be doing the work. It's very difficult to constantly be experimenting with reality and figuring out the truth. It's also really difficult for me to have that as my focus and also focus on Liberty Aid Academy and all the financial solutions over there. So I really, kind of for my health and the health of those around me, going to focus on Liberty Aid Academy more to do that, because I feel like I got the truth out, the spiritual truth. I wanted to be able to do that, and I think I've gotten that out, and hopefully everyone has heard that now. And you can make your decisions on what you want to do with it on your own. So, I kind of brought it to the people that wanted the information, took them on pilgrimage. They have a radically different view of reality. I don't know. Hopefully, is the sound any better on this? I'm really kind of, I don't know. Hopefully, it makes sense. I'm talking on here, and I apologize for the technical issues. It's really, that's the part about bringing the truth. It's like the technical issues and the adjustments and the problems. They're so never ending when you're delivering the actual truth. It's like, well, where did I write? I never heard that before. It's like, no, you haven't heard a lot of what I've been saying before, because I'm the only one doing. Sound is good. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Alan. All right. The phone. Well, what I was saying on the other feeds, it wasn't coming through. I apologize. Where's Alan? Huh? I apologize, but I was saying, to all the pilgrims, thanks for all your support. You did great on the pilgrimage. That's one thing that I was talking about before. I'm going to go over my list again here. Pilgrimage is about taking the break out of your life and then going to have some time with God and let God fixing your life while you focus on God, because God created you. So how could God not, make changes in your life that need to happen while you're away? Of course, God can and has and done. I'm sitting in a whole new place I live in, and I had to come back and literally move. Like, I've been moving for a week, and I got my bag from the airport yesterday. It didn't come along with me, so there's just a pilgrimage. Adjustment period. When you get back, you have to adjust to life and so on. It's a big adjustment after, being totally focused on God and the truth and stuff like that. It's hard to come back and reorient your life. Sound is great. Fantastic, Jack. So it's just really important to take the time to adjust. Alan is driving. Fabulous. All right, Alan. But it was really interesting coming back here too, because I thought I was coming back to a family member in who'd been in the emergency room while I'm away, being in horrible health and so on. But that's the opposite. So because they have had some miraculous healing while I've been away, which is good. So I had to look at, what's the elements that aren't here that made for all that healing. And so I think it's a lot of my work is, kind of like pushes the edge of reality and understanding as it is. And that can be, very troublesome to be around because it always creates problems. And like my work, like, oh, it's hard to see this, it's hard to hear this, it's always problems. It's just kind of an acceptance of that if I'm constantly pushing, the edge of all that information, then I'm creating, a tough environment for people to have a relaxing, happy time in. A real happiness lies in making others happy. So, I don't want the people around me to have difficult ripple effects from, the information coming through. There's supposed to be that kind of like, what do they call it? Dark night of the soul in the Christian tradition. But it's like where you question everything and then you come in and you reintegrate into reality. I realize that, you got to have your everyday be kind of like happy and not too anxious and all that stuff, which after doing this for so many years, and seeing the effect out there, reality has changed a lot since I've been bringing out the truth, that's for sure. But also, I have to look at the health of, hey, George. I was saying how great it was to have each individual come on pilgrimage. Each pilgrim that came was a super interesting individual and made the whole time like really wonderful and great from everyone who came. So it's been an adjustment coming back here. I was still working while I was away, but it's you got to make some radical changes once you get this information. The experience of India and a lot of truth means you just have to, there's an adjustment period to take your time with. And don't think it's going to happen in 5 minutes or whatever. Like, you wanted a radical shift in your consciousness, and that occurred. So it's like, how do I shift my consciousness into the everyday? Well, it's for you to have that one-on-one relationship with God. That's all I've been preaching is, Christ consciousness is an inner change in each individual to bring us, to remove the feeling of separateness from God, to remove that feeling. So going on a pilgrimage is where you focus to make it so you have that radical change individually, you. And so ultimately, so we got a lot of pollen here. Ultimately, it's that one-on-one relationship that you have with God that, you need to facilitate every day as you're living, and have your, if you're following Jesus Christ, there's, 2 rules, right? Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, right? And then love your brothers and sisters, as you would want to be loved yourself. And so it's always a focus on that, how I would do that, and so on. But if you're out there finding the truth, is what you find is what we have around us is a constant ongoing miracle. We're in this domed reality where the air is clean and everything going on around us happens. And it's just really a miracle that you see, in the end, only God is real. Like so much of our reality is questionable at most, but God isn't. God is the one who creating this reality, gave us life, and all this other stuff. So everything gives us everything coming up, gives us our past, gives us our present. God that runs everything. So that needs to be the focus all the time. your one-on-one relationship with God. The world is switched from pilgrims to a vacation, running away from God, right? That's funny. Yeah, like you're vacating your vessel, like I'm emptying it. But in a way, it is emptying your vessel, It's like I'm going to vacate this vessel and see if God can come inside. So it's sort of in the same vein, to remove everything but God and have God come in. So it's sort of, they're just vacating for other reasons than to come to God. It's true. But this is by far the longest time I've been in India, and it's going to take me a good while to integrate this information that I got. And, I'd just say to the people that came, I've done this a few times, and I know it can be a massive adjustment when you come back and to let yourself experience that and go through it and take your time with that. And, honor that you took the time to want to come to God as your focus. Because what more is there of importance than doing that? So, and we can only do our best to do that. And I hope that I've been able to facilitate that experience as much as I could for people. Bring up the truth as we went. So I'm going to be focused on changes coming up in Liberty Aid Academy. I'll keep being here on Sundays at noon if I keep getting donations, but I understand that sort of the body of work is present, this information. And it's not going to be represented necessarily or anything like that, except for in reality. And, we just have to live through it. So the whole don't worry, be happy, and do your best and let God do the rest is really what we have each day. That's what we have to do that. And so that's not easy because it takes in a lot of factors, our loved ones and so on. So I wish you the best with that. That's what I'm working on as well. I'm no more or less than anyone out there. We all have the same exact game to play. There are no different rules for anyone in this spiritual game. God is fair. God makes a level playing field. God makes the same playing field every time. I think that's just God's decision on what our reality will be. So do your best to align with the truth, with God, and make your actions count, because that's what counts against karma is actions, not, just what our thoughts are. So, real happiness lies in making others happy. I'm going to keep on making other people happy at Liberty Aid Academy. And if people are still making donations here, I'll help them out with this spiritual truth too. But now that I'm back, I've got a lot of catching up to do with Liberty Aid Academy. I hope you understand that. And I'm sure you all have a lot of, changes you want to make and some catching up you want to do with your life now that you're back. So I will be here back next Sunday, and that'll be 2 weeks kind of integrating. I'm 1 week back now. And maybe we'll have more to say at 2 weeks back, because I know 1 week back, I just got my bag yesterday. I'm just kind of like, it's really such a long trip back and such a radical departure from what we were doing before, that it takes a while to integrate that when we return. So keep up with that process of doing that. For the support everyone gave for the pilgrimage and all this work, I really appreciate it. It wouldn't be here. This information wouldn't have gotten out if I hadn't gotten your support. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And if it's still meaningful, I keep it up. If I keep getting donations, if you think I've done enough, great. I understand that too. That's enough. All right. Let me process that. I get that too. But I'm going to focus on, the financial hacks we need are always necessary. I'm going to keep up with that. It's harder for me to read this here. Okay. Just to let you know, Jack, what I plan to bring this year is what I call an on-grid free energy, which is more practical, and off-grid free energy, the one everyone is chasing. That sounds like a grand chase indeed. I've been on that chase before many years ago, and it's good to live a simpler life, and just so we can focus on God and what we're doing that day and not have too many things, that's a good thing. I live that way pretty much every day as well. That's one thing from, living off the grid, which I have, and living on a grid in sort of smaller situations, and also living the van life and living many different ways to find out, information from experience. I understand that. Since it comes from God, no more normal people can find. Good, great. That's where all the great information is, isn't it? I look forward to hearing about that, Jay. Everyone, thanks for the support for doing this work. And congratulations. It's going to be a show. That's fantastic, Jay. It's a big show up here, isn't it? Under the big tent. It really is. And so I'm going to be on with the show. On with the show, I must go. Liberty Academy is the big show. And I'll be focusing on that and continuing to do that. And if needed, I'll be here. All right, everyone. Don't worry, be happy, do your best, and God will do the rest. A lot of clowns, is true. So I will be here next Sunday at noon, okay? Maybe I'll just try going up on my phone next time, since the sound was a problem. It really is great to have the support from everyone. Great to have the support of the pilgrims while we were on pilgrimage. It's been really great for me to be able to talk through a lot of these concepts and issues with people that had the same things on their mind. I really appreciate the opportunity that we had to do that. It was really great. So next Sunday at noon, I will be here, and I will be more reintegrated into the reality in which we find ourselves, okay? Everyone, God bless you in the name of Jesus Christ.